Hi, today in this YouTube video, we are going to discuss about Java 8 features in Java. Java 8 it brought so many features for the Java language. We all know that, before Java 8, if you want to code anything, right, any programs, it's more of a verbose. You need to remember a lot of, keywords, and you have to understand their syntaxes, how to utilize those keywords, and how to curly braces, brackets, semicolon, and you need to understand the syntax of that particular keyword, these features. All these things need to be remembered when you are going to write a program in Java. So, for example, you see collections is having a sort method, right? You see the collections dot sort of, it will take list as a parameter, and also instance of comparator object. For the comparator, again here it is anonymous, like inside that we have a public int compare method. Okay. It will take two parameters, string A, string B, and return A dot compare to of B. So this is actual the implementation of sort function. If you want sort any list, right, you need to do this way before Java 8. Before Java 8 was introduced. You can see here Java 8 changed it completely. So with the introduction of functional style. What do you mean by functional style? Functional style is a functional programming where you don't need to write anonymous block code. It completely avoids the anonymous kind of block coding. You can see here, for example, you take for sort function is simplified like this: collections dot sort of list a comma b in the brackets, and arrow a dot compare to of b. You see, there are no curly braces, there are no, method implementation, nothing is there. Just, we are passing, we just specifying two parameters which need to be compared. Uh, and then we are directly calling the compare to method. You see, this is a functional programming style. It is actually avoiding lot of boilerplate code. No, you don't need to write unnecessary boilerplate code. You don't need to remember all these verbose. It is avoiding those verbose kind of coding, right? The functional style is a functional kind of programming, um, which simplifies the programming logic, and we can achieve most of the thing in a single line of code. You don't need to write much code. See, lambda, it is a lambda expression basically. You can see a comma b arrow a dot compared to. It is a kind of anonymous function, nothing but lambda. We call it as a lambda function. So for lambda expressions, uh, we need to write a functional programming, right? For that we need to create a functional interfaces. You can see here how can we create a functional interfaces by using functional interface annotation. So interface with only one abstract method, generally we call it as functional interface. You can see here some of the predefined, you can call it as runnable, comparator, and callable no, functional interfaces generally. So you see here, this is the way that we have to create a functional interface. Basically, we are writing a functional programming here. Functional programming is like anonymous style in lambda expressions. We use the lambda expressions to write the code, and you can see here everything. Right, okay, let me introduce another feature of the Java 8. It is a stream API. Stream API is a very powerful API. It is very important in Java 8 as part of the feature, because most of the data processing along with the collections, that has been simplified now. Earlier, if you want to process any data with the help of collections, you need to write a lot of code and a lot of logic. Now, with the help of Stream API, you don't need to do that. Data processing is simplified. You can see here, for example, I want to print only the first character of list. You can say I have declared arrays dot as list of a comma b comma c, three values. So I have taken this list with the name names. Now I'm going to iterate. I want to stream this data. What I'm doing, I'm streaming this data and applied a filter for this. Whenever a particular element of the list is equals to a, then print that only character. So you can see here, with the help of streaming, you can generally utilize the functions like filtering, mapping, collecting, aggregating. All this stuff you can actually achieve with the help of Stream API. You can do it in a single line, just like a functional programming style. Now you understand, right? What is the basic basis for this Stream API? Functional interface concept, lambda expressions, right? These two are important thing. So you see here, we are using functional interface concept and lambda expressions. So that is why the Stream API is the most powerful API. You can do lot of logic and computation inside a single line, with the help of collection. So I want to explain different operations with the Stream API. See, filter method generally used to remove unwanted based on condition. Map is to transform the elements to particular specific set of data. Collect to convert the data into list. You can assign the list into different list actually. Reduce for aggregating some data. I'll also explain some example here. Sorted function is generally used for sorting. You can see all these things here, right? Now let me explain the simple example here. I want to sum up the elements of a array list. How can I do that? You can see here. I'm going to declare a variable int sum equal to arrays dot as list of 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 dot. I'm making it as a stream of data. I'm streaming it. So when I call a stream data, so it will actually data will be float like a stream. Then I want to aggregate the data. You see, reduce function, why we use aggregate? As I told you, I want to aggregate that. So it takes the two parameters. First parameter passing as a 0, and the second parameter integer colon sum. Why did I use integer? Because the array is of type integers. No? So, and you need to call some method. There are many ways you can do this in different ways using a Java 8 function. But this is one of the expressions you can achieve it. I just remember that. Okay. So this is the example. So in the same way, if you want to filter it, I showed you how you are going to filter it. Reduce function, collect it, mapping it. I want to map a only particular data. Say I want to get the square root of each number. Now I can do map of n arrow n star n. That will give a square root of each everything, right? So I can map it. So for that way you can do many computations, aggregations, some summing up. Also you can do that. You can transform that. Okay, you can aggregate that. You can do the sorting, and you can convert that. You can also convert the data into map. So you can do all these stuffs using a Java 8, right? It would be very easy if you can do that. And other thing is, the fourth point I want to tell you, fourth feature is optional class. Earlier, null pointer expressions, we used to get null pointer expression. We have to write a user not equal to null. Let's say user is a some variable or something, some object. What happens, it is a custom class, so if the object is null, no data is not there, then if we call user dot something, it will give null pointer exception. If you call a method and null object, it will give null pointer exception, right? So to avoid that, we have to put a condition. If user not equal to null, then you can call get methods user dot get username, something like that. It won't throw any null pointer exception. But here you can see here Java copy code. You can see optional user, okay, and user. You can see what I'm doing. Optional of user optional dot of nullable find user. See user dot if present system dot print. So this way it won't throw any exception. Optional class automatically handles this null pointer condition there inside it. Okay, if no user present, then it is a kind of null. It won't throw anything. It won't print anything. That's it. Simple. Okay, optional class generally used to handle the null pointer exception. You can use the optional class basically as part of the Java 8 method. So Java 8 features are very good features. So after the Java 8, the complete coding style of the Java has been changed. Most of the developers, they're still using a Java 8. Even if you are going to face any interview, the interviewer, they will focus on the Java 8 concepts most of the time, along with the frameworks and your project based knowledge. They will also query the questions from the Java 8. These are the important thing. And method references, I want to tell method references. Okay, you can see here how I am calling the system dot out dot println. See, println is a function of out object, right? You can see system dot out dot println. But if I want to do this using a method reference, I can also do like this: system dot out dot colon colon println. This is a way of using a method references, right? So you need a method references also as part of the. You can also use like this method references because functional programming is there. These method references are very useful when you are writing a functional programming Java code in functional programming style. These method references are very useful. We should remember that. The sixth point, default methods in interface. Alas, earlier there are no default methods, right? Now the interface concept, default methods were introduced. Okay, earlier whenever you have declared any method, all are abstract method, right? They should be implemented. Whichever the class is going to implement the particular interface, they should be implemented methods. Otherwise, the class will throw exception. The default method, you can have a default method. Now, with the help of default method, you can see you can also implement some default code, some common code. Generally, some common code need to be there. That is why default methods are introduced in Java 8. So it basically allows the backward compatibility. So that is the use of this default methods interface concept, Java 8. Seventh point I want to explain, it is a parallel streams uses threads internally. You can see parallel streaming. Listed or parallel. What do you mean by parallel stream? I want to explain this thing somewhat deeper. You can see here, let's say my list is having a lot of elements, and I want to calculate the uh, I want to use a map function to transform the data into some based on some equation. Let's say x equal to x plus x square plus x cube. Okay, I want to do that. So to perform this computation, if I don't use the parallel stream, if I just use the stream, it will be little bit slower, because the only one thread, one process will be created and an operation will be performed by that one. But here when you use a parallel stream, that computation x equal to x plus x square plus x cube, it is a heavy computation, right? For let's say my array list having 1,000 elements, 1,000 integers, 1 to 1,000 numbers are there, and I want to calculate something like x plus x square plus x cube. You apply 1, how that equation will transform: 1 plus 1 square plus 1 cube, that is 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3, right? Number 3, if you apply 2, what happens? 2 plus 2 square, 2 twos are 4, okay, plus 2 cube, 2 twos are 4, I mean 6, right? Sorry, 8.